Emily was a bright and curious girl who lived in a small town in Spain. She had always dreamed of learning English, the language that opened doors to new worlds and exciting adventures. One sunny morning, Emily decided that she would start her journey to master English. This is her story, filled with tips and techniques that helped her along the way. Chapter 1. Building the Basics. Emily knew that the first step in learning English was to build a strong foundation. She remembered what her teacher had told her. Before diving into complex grammar rules and vocabulary, it's essential to master the basics. So, Emily started with the alphabet. Every morning, she would recite the letters A, B, C, D. All the way to Z. She used colorful flashcards that made learning fun. She also practiced the pronunciation of each letter. A is for apple. B is for ball, she would say, holding up pictures of an apple and a ball. Emily's mother bought her a beginner-level textbook. The book was filled with simple sentences like, "The cat is on the mat," and "She is a good girl." Emily read these sentences out loud every day. She also watched children's shows in English. The characters spoke slowly and clearly, which helped her understand the sounds and rhythm of the language. One day, Emily's father brought home a surprise, a set of children's books in English. These books were colorful and full of pictures. Emily loved them. She read stories about animals, adventures, and magical places. Each story helped her learn new words and understand basic grammar structures. Chapter 2. Practicing speaking. Emily knew that to speak English well, she needed to practice speaking with native speakers. But in her small town, there weren't many people who spoke English. So, Emily's mother had an idea. She signed Emily up for an online language exchange platform called iTalki. Through iTalki, Emily met Sarah, a friendly girl from the United States. They became language exchange partners. Twice a week, they would video call each other. Emily would help Sarah practice Spanish, and Sarah would help Emily practice English. At first, Emily was shy. She was afraid of making mistakes. But Sarah was very patient and encouraging. "Don't worry about mistakes, Emily," she said. "Making mistakes is part of learning." Emily felt more confident and started to speak more. Emily also joined a local conversation group. Once a week, she met with other English learners and a native English speaker. They would talk about different topics, play language games, and practice speaking. Emily loved these sessions. They were fun and she learned a lot. To improve her speaking skills even more, Emily started recording herself. She would talk about her day, describe her favorite books, or tell a story. Then, she would listen to the recordings. She noticed her pronunciation improving over time. She could also compare her recordings to native speakers and see where she needed to improve. Chapter 3. Expanding reading skills. Emily knew that reading was a great way to expand her vocabulary and improve her comprehension skills. She started with simple materials that matched her proficiency level. She read children's books, beginner-level textbooks, and online articles for kids. As her skills improved, Emily challenged herself with more complex texts. She started reading newspapers, books, and online articles in English. Her favorite was a website for kids called Kids News. It had interesting articles about animals, science, and world events. Each article helped her learn new words and understand different writing styles. Emily's favorite book was Charlotte's Web. It was a beautiful story about a pig named Wilbur and his friendship with a spider named Charlotte. Emily loved the story and read it many times. Each time, she understood more and more. To improve her reading skills, Emily also used an app called Read Theory. The app had short reading passages followed by comprehension questions. Emily read a passage every day and answered the questions. The app helped her track her progress and see how much she had improved. Chapter 4. Improving listening skills. Emily knew that listening was an important part of learning English. She started by listening to English songs. She loved music, and singing along to her favorite songs helped her improve her pronunciation and learn new words. Her teacher recommended listening to English podcasts and radio shows. Emily found a podcast for kids called Wow in the World. It was about science and filled with fun facts and interesting stories. Emily listened to it every night before bed. Emily also loved watching movies and TV series in English. Her favorite show was Peppa Pig. The character spoke slowly and clearly, which made it easy for Emily to understand. She also watched Disney movies with English subtitles. This helped her connect the spoken words with their written form. To understand different accents and speech patterns, Emily listened to news channels from different English-speaking countries. She noticed how British English sounded different from American English. It was fascinating to hear the variety of ways people spoke the same language. Chapter 5. Expanding vocabulary. Emily knew that a robust vocabulary was crucial for effective communication. She started using flashcards to memorize new words. Her mother bought her a set of vocabulary flashcards. Each card had a word on one side and a picture on the other. Emily would look at the picture and try to remember the word. To make learning new words more fun, Emily used a vocabulary app called Quizlet. The app had different games and activities to help her remember words. Emily loved the matching game, where she had to match words with their meanings. Emily's teacher introduced her to mnemonic devices. For example, to remember the word elephant, she pictured an elephant in her mind. She also created silly sentences with new words. For instance, to remember gigantic, she thought of a gigantic giraffe eating grapes. Emily tried to incorporate new words into her daily conversations. If she learned the word beautiful, she would use it to describe the flowers in her garden. If she learned the word delicious, she would use it to describe her favorite food. This helped reinforce her learning. Chapter 6. Speaking spontaneously. Emily knew that to speak English fluently, she needed to practice speaking spontaneously. She started by engaging in activities that required her to think and respond quickly in English. Her teacher organized debates in class. They would discuss topics like, which is better, cats or dogs? Emily loved these debates. They helped her improve her fluency and confidence. Emily also participated in role plays. She pretended to be a customer in a restaurant or a traveler at an airport. Her classmates played different roles, and they practiced conversations in English. These role plays were fun and helped Emily learn how to express herself naturally. One of Emily's favorite activities was storytelling. She loved creating stories and sharing them with her classmates. Each week, she would come up with a new story and tell it in English. Her teacher gave her feedback and helped her improve her storytelling skills. Chapter 7. Seeking feedback and guidance. Emily knew that receiving feedback was important for her language learning journey. She joined language learning communities online. She found a forum called English Learners. It was a place where people from all over the world shared tips, asked questions, and supported each other. Emily posted her recordings and asked for feedback. The community was very helpful and gave her constructive criticism. Emily also attended English classes at a local language school. Her teacher, Ms. Johnson, was very supportive. She gave Emily personalized feedback on her speaking and reading skills. Ms. Johnson pointed out Emily's strengths and areas for improvement. She also provided targeted exercises to help Emily improve. Emily's parents hired a language tutor named Mr. Smith. He worked with Emily once a week. Mr. Smith was very patient and understanding. He helped Emily with her pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary. Emily appreciated his guidance and felt more confident in her English skills. Chapter 8. Setting specific goals. Emily knew that setting specific goals was important for her progress. She sat down with her parents and created a study plan. Her first goal was to learn 10 new words every week. She wrote the words on flashcards and reviewed them every day. By the end of the week, she could use the new words in sentences. Her second goal was to practice speaking for 30 minutes every day. She talked to Sarah, her language exchange partner, and practiced with her family. Her parents also spoke a little English, and they encouraged Emily to use English at home. Emily's third goal was to read one book in English every month. She chose books that matched her proficiency level and gradually picked more challenging ones. Each book helped her improve her reading skills and expand her vocabulary. To keep track of her progress, Emily kept a language learning journal. She wrote down her goals, the new words she learned, and her achievements. Looking back at her journal, Emily could see how much she had improved. It motivated her to keep going. Chapter 9. Staying motivated and consistent. Emily knew that language learning was a journey that required dedication, patience, and perseverance. There were days when she felt frustrated and wanted to give up. But she reminded herself of her dream to speak English fluently. To stay motivated, Emily celebrated her progress. She rewarded herself with small treats when she achieved her goals. If she learned 10 new words, she got to watch her favorite movie. If she read a book, she got to visit the local ice cream shop. Emily also stayed positive and embraced challenges as opportunities for growth. If she made a mistake, she didn't get discouraged. Instead, she saw it as a chance to learn and improve. Her family and friends supported her and encouraged her to keep going. Consistent practice was key to Emily's success. Every day, she spent time on her language learning activities. She read books, listened to podcasts, practiced speaking, and reviewed vocabulary. Over time, she noticed significant improvements in her speaking and reading skills. Chapter 10. Reflecting on the journey. Emily's journey to mastering English was filled with ups and downs, but she never gave up. She learned that everyone's language learning journey is unique. She tailored her approach to her individual learning style, interests, and goals. Emily experimented with different techniques, resources, and strategies. She found what worked best for her and stayed committed to her language learning efforts. By combining effective strategies, consistent practice, and exposure to the language, Emily significantly improved her English speaking and reading skills. Looking back, Emily was proud of how far she had come. She could read books in English, have conversations with native speakers, and understand English movies and podcasts. Her hard work and dedication paid off. Emily knew that her journey wasn't over. There was always more to learn and new challenges to tackle. But she felt confident and excited about the future. She knew that with perseverance and a positive attitude, she could achieve her dreams. And so, Emily's journey to mastering English continued, filled with new adventures, discoveries, and endless possibilities. Enhancing English speaking and reading skills requires a combination of effective strategies, consistent practice, and exposure to the language. Below are some detailed tips and techniques to help learners at different proficiency levels improve their English language abilities. 1. Start with the basics. Before diving into complex grammar rules and vocabulary, it's essential to have a strong foundation in basic English. This includes mastering the alphabet, pronunciation, and basic grammar structures. Using resources like children's books, beginner-level textbooks, and online courses can help build this foundation. 2. Practice speaking with native speakers. Immersing in an English-speaking environment is one of the most effective ways to improve your speaking skills. Consider joining conversation groups, finding a language exchange partner, or even practicing with native speakers online through platforms like iTalki or Tandem. 3. Record yourself speaking. Recording yourself while speaking allows you to listen to your pronunciation, intonation, and fluency. It also helps identify areas for improvement. You can compare your recordings to native speakers or language learning apps to track your progress. 4. Read extensively. Reading is a great way to expand your vocabulary, improve your comprehension skills, and gain exposure to different writing styles. Start with materials that match your current proficiency level and gradually challenge yourself with more complex texts. Reading newspapers, books, and online articles in English can be beneficial. 5. Improve your listening skills. Listening to English podcasts, radio shows, movies, or TV series can help improve your listening comprehension. Focus on understanding different accents, tones, and speech patterns to enhance your overall language skills. 6. Expand your vocabulary. Building a robust vocabulary is crucial for effective communication in English. Use flashcards, vocabulary apps like Anki or Quizlet, and mnemonic devices to memorize new words. Try to incorporate these words into your daily conversations and writing to reinforce your learning. 7. Practice speaking spontaneously. Engage in activities that require you to think and respond quickly in English, such as debates, role plays, or storytelling. This helps improve your fluency, confidence, and ability to express yourself naturally in the language. 8. Seek feedback and guidance. Join language learning communities, attend English classes, or work with a language tutor to receive personalized feedback on your speaking and reading skills. Constructive criticism can help identify areas for improvement and provide targeted support for your language learning journey. 9. Set specific goals. Define your language learning objectives and create a study plan that outlines how you will achieve them. Break down your goals into manageable tasks, such as learning a certain number of new words per day or practicing speaking for a set amount of time each week. 10. Stay motivated and consistent. Language learning is a journey that requires dedication, patience, and perseverance. Celebrate your progress, stay positive, and embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Consistent practice and exposure to the English language will ultimately lead to significant improvements in your speaking and reading skills. Remember that everyone's language learning journey is unique, so it's essential to tailor your approach to your individual learning style, interests, and goals. Experiment with different techniques, resources, and strategies to find what works best for you. By staying committed and proactive in your language learning efforts, you can enhance your English speaking and reading skills effectively over time.